just prefer holding it.
Just try not to like this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I know how you like a finger.
Yeah, say that again.
We on?
You're good.
And how do we look? Like,
Oh, yeah. How do we
don't just
look?
look at your beautiful girlfriend. Like, what about me? Like, do I look?
Oh, cute. We could even, yeah, great. Oh, yeah, this is just here if you want something to, like, play with. I just always need something to...
I die. Like, this is amazing. We should leave this for the pod. I should review this whole set, how incredible you are.
Okay, wow. This is already, like, I love compliments so much. God,
I love to
it's so
give them.
nice to have you here.
Oh, it's so nice to be here, Tilly. I'm fully stimulated.
Welcome back, mutual friends. Today we've got Concetta with us.
Hi.
Oh my God, you're killing it already.
Thank you so much.
So you are a breakfast radio host on the Triple J. You're a comedian. You're just one for the girls. You're everything and more. And you've got the best hair. Like as soon as you came in and you smelt incredible. If this was smell-o-vision, you wish.
Look at you throwing the compliments back at me. Firstly, I just want to say I cannot believe you said that about my hair because on the drive here, I had this realization. I'm like 30 years old and I just realized something about myself.
What?
Because when people find out I'm a Leo, they go,
It
the
makes
hair.
so much
They go, the
sense.
hair.
Oh.
And then I was like, oh, hang on a minute. I realized that like my confidence is completely tied to my hair. If I'm
same.
having a bad hair day,
same.
fuck the skin. Like that stuff fine, but the hair, I'm like, oh, I do live and die by my hair. And that's a Leo trait. And so I went, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that.
This
like,
whole time you were like, no, I don't identify with like having the lion's mane. But
I
you do.
I'm fully giving lion. I'm
You
like,
are.
it is the mane.
What are your roots? Like Italian or something?
Absolutely, fully 100%.
You're fully
all
Italian?
The way back.
Yeah, because you're blessed with that hair. Like, yes, you are. It's thick, it's
Thank
glossy, it's long, it's healthy.
It's the kind of hair that
got my
hairdressers go,
fine-
you've got a lot of, you've
Can
got
I
so
feel it?
much hair. Yeah, get into it.
Oh, you've got so much hair.
Yeah, it just, and this is, it's been flattened, you know, like imagine
Stop it.
bushy,
I would
like,
scalp you for this. Wow.
but you do have beautiful
So
hair.
I've always been told I have fine hair, but a lot of it.
I feel like that's good. We don't want fine and none of it.
Yeah.
We want
a
lot of
I want
fine.
thick. I'm actually kind of like obsessing over hair lately.
Okay,
I don't know
how?
I don't know how badly you can obsess. Like
Tell me.
well, I'm doing everything. Literally everything.
Okay, can I guess? So we're doing vitamins or something?
Yes.
Are we doing hair oiling?
Absolutely.
Okay, you need to teach me because I've been having crazy dandruff. I had the worst day at work yesterday.
Well,
'cause
you just need a bit of head and shoulders in that case.
No. I think it's like it's only just come on like with winter.
Yeah,
And
it'll
so-
do that. Because it's an extension of your, scalper's skin.
Yeah.
So
I won't make you explain it to me now, but once we finish the pod, I'll be like, show me.
No,
like,
it's fine.
Show
Like
me oiling.
like rosemary oil, it what's
Raw?
it like?
Like literal raw?
No, I buy mine. I tried to cook it up once because we had a big rosemary bush and I tried to like boil it on the stove. It just looked like absolute witch sludge. And then it
gonna say it's
sat in like
giving witch.
16 jars under the sink, like never going there
Yeah.
again.
Okay, cool. So you just buy the rosemary oil
Just,
and stick
just
it in.
bite the bullet and buy it.
Okay, wait. What else do I think you're doing? You've got
Oiling the ends.
oiling the
Oiling,
ends.
but honestly, your hair is perfect. Like I don't think you could be, it's like you can't make something wetter.
Thank you.
You're
No, I
at
do
your
love
limit.
oiling the ends. That is something to do, but it's now getting to the scalp because
Okay.
that's too.
And do you dye it? Or is this natural color?
This is still natural.
That's the key. Embracing your natural tones and colors. We've got a lot to
We
get
did
through.
a podcast before this podcast, if that makes sense. We were
just in the kitchen.
the colors.
So the colors, like, okay, who's sick of hearing me talk about my fucking colors? Yes, I'm a true summer and I'm proud of it. And so I got blue eyes, but I used to have brown hair and now I've gone blonder. I'm thinking I'm going to go back browner, like towards my actual coloring.
I honestly think you should. Okay, one of the things I did like post-COVID is I was like, every brunette's maybe thought this, where they're like, okay, but what about blonde? Like, could I be like Rihanna where like I look good as well blonde? You're always, it's the elusive,
It is.
You know, you get it. And so
and the blonde is fine. Like I've been doing it since I was 17. It's snapping off my hair. We need to
it is a sacrifice.
prioritize health.
Absolutely. And so I was like, I'm going to finally try blonde. I remember
You
the
did?
second, yes, post-COVID, I was like, I'm finally going to do it. I'm chasing
That
the
would not
dragon.
suit you.
Exactly. I went blonde and I went, what have I
No.
done? I'm a brunette, but like it's almost like you need to. You know what
like
it's
when
like?
Kim Kardashian went blonde, not for her. Like like you've got the same color as Armenian skin, that sort of like caramel. You need to lean into that. You're a warm autumn. I don't know. It's just.
But I'll be getting my colors off the back of you.
Yes.
You've inspired
like
me.
you absolutely suit brown. It's look at you.
Do you know what I mean? How like lows, you can't have highs without lows. So it's like I needed to fully see it instead of it being a fantasy. I just see myself blonde and go, I've made the biggest mistake. I'd never wanted to be brunette more, and so I've never changed back since.
Good.
And then you save yourself the damage. So if I can inspire you, please try going brunette and see how it feels. Like,
oh my god!
but you look
guys.
beautiful blonde, and
Oh
you
my
could do
god.
the both. That's
But what
true.
if I'm, blondes have more fun?
Are you kidding? The fun part is coming from your soul, and that sort of we can't really die that. Like that's
Preach.
Just fully put it on a t-shirt, put it on a pillow. Yours gonna be so fun, brunette as well.
Maybe like a light brunette. Like I couldn't do as dark as you.
No,
that
I don't
would
think your
wash me
colorist
out.
would like let you.
You're right.
The lady who told
right.
you you're a true summer. She'd be like, no. Why are you going full winter? No.
You know it. You're so spot on. Okay, well, great. We were also getting into nails. Is this the girliest episode ever? It's like I've been saving up. I've had so many boys on here.
This is switch
and
off.
I got
Girl
this
episode.
one.
Yeah. I mean, there needed to be a girl one. So sorry to the guys who are like switching off, but also like stay with us. Like,
Stay
we
with us. You
want
might learn something.
You will get something out of this, even if you're like really fighting it. Like, don't worry.
Lean in.
We'll get,
Yeah. Sometimes, I'm
nails.
learning to do uncomfortable things as well, such as thinking.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We touched on that actually. You laugh, but I'm really thinking. I'm trying hard. I realized I've never had a moment of silence in my brain because I wake up, put on a podcast whenever like I'm either like living with Tom or friends or, people around me. If ever I'm alone, there's a podcast or an audiobook. So I'm listening and I'm thinking about that. And then I go to sleep listening to a podcast. Even in the shower, I have a podcast on. Like there's not a single moment in my life where it's not someone chatting at me.
Yep.
And now it's tilky time. I need to think about my thoughts.
We are running away from the thoughts. I know exactly what you're talking about because anytime there is silence and I'm doing anything in my house, like I need Seinfeld on. Like I just need.
God, yes.
I'm doing. I'm doing a bit of podcast, but it was generally like specific TV shows, like needing that in the background.
And is that your comfort show? Is that why you put it on?
Absolutely. It's
It's
like,
Alexi Toliopoulos also loves Seinfeld.
yeah, I think a lot of people love Seinfeld. Actually,
That niche little show you've just discovered. You wouldn't believe it. Someone else.
don't you think I relate to you so much? It's like, wait, do you have that thought? We're like, what if I didn't have like how scary is that?
What intrusive thoughts am I running from that if I just sit with myself, like what's going to happen? What's the worst?
And the thing is like you're the only one in control of it. So like you can just keep avoiding it forever. That's what I mean.
Know.
It's only you to
and
go.
Also no one else knows that you're dealing with that because it is just in your brain. Like,
okay, now can I tell you, this sort of involves Tom. This is where we get the boys back in. So I live with my partner, Ben, and I go, Ben, do you like think all the time nonstop and have, and he's like, no. Like my Ben, my boyfriend,
I'm Ben.
Tommy, you
and no, Tom is
are you
non-stop
thinking
thinking.
Constantly.
Whoa! Okay.
Do you think constantly?
Yes.
Okay, so you and Tom are similar,
Yeah.
and me and Ben could not think forever.
No, but I'm saying my boyfriend, like he's not having. Oh wait, okay. Hang on a minute.
Does he have silence?
What I
in
mean
his
is like,
mind?
do you ever have like anxious thoughts or like you're overthinking things all the time? I just mean like Ben,
I
guess
either
Ben
go
doesn't have
from
anxiety.
not thinking
Oh.
to a spiral.
Yeah.
I'd like to find a medium.
I don't think Ben spirals is what I'm trying to
So
say.
right, okay,
So I think
wow.
that's like the exciting like.
Wait, does Ben not have any mental health issues?
No, he does.
Just
but
not
I,
anxiety.
I think they're just like in a closet somewhere and we're like not dealing with them yet.
Good
like
on him.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, cool. And I just think like, I don't know, he just
Does it
he's
come
just-
out in other ways?
wow, it's sort of
Wow.
funny about him. He what would I say about him? It's more like he just doesn't have like anxiety. So I
He's
just
just
think
not
like
running
but
off
he
like a
has
fear.
yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
He's Tom?
We live purely off fear.
Yeah, okay.
That's what keeps us moving.
That's so cool.
Which is
Like sharks,
nice.
you know?
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Honestly, I recommend it.
Yeah,
If
I'm
not,
doing that. I'm scared of everything.
because I just discovered that people have internal motivation. What would that be like?
You what? Internal what?
Could you imagine? Okay, so if no one else was around me, nothing was due, I don't feel guilty, and I just wake up and I go, I'm going to paint today. That would be fucking wild.
What would you paint is the question.
Well, I've started painting a Miss Piggy, and I've started that like 8 times.
Again, so awesome.
But it's a 3 canvas series, and I don't even know how to paint. And I've really like thrown myself into this like wall masterpiece.
I love that, and I love that it's Miss Piggy. Again, so
obviously
girl-coded.
it's Miss Piggy, but also it's oil paint. So I went to the art shop. This lovely other person who was there who like apparently knew how to paint, she saw me sort of like, she didn't even work there. She was just like a fellow shopper, and she saw me sort of struggling looking at like, you have to get it's like a turpentine, but it's like specifically for oil paints. Wow. But it's also very toxic, but it's odorless, so it could just kill you. You wouldn't even know that you're breathing it in. There's a lot involved. Anyway, she was like, I think you need this, and like personally, I would also get this kind of brush, and like I really appreciated that because she wasn't trying to sell me anything. No. She knew what she was talking about.
I was gonna say, don't you just love interactions like that?
I do,
especially.
And I felt like so in debt to her. I want to be like, I'll send you a photo of the picture once it's done.
Give me your number.
Like obviously, I think she's invested. She's like, no, I don't care. I just wanted to like pass that on.
It's just a small act of kindness. You could just take it. And
I'm like,
not
what's
make
your number? Because you absolutely need to like co-paint. And she's like, no, I'm good. But I got all that stuff. I spent like hundreds of dollars at the art store. You know how they just rack you up. Mm-hmm. And then touched it once, and I was like, okay, well, that was a lot of work, wasn't it? I had to like clean my brushes and do it outside, and then it started raining. I was like, oh, how badly do I need this Piggy?
Totally. But like, I have to say, like, don't you think money put into like a new hobby, I just think it's like, let me do that, because like what is life about a bit? Like it's so like, the grind of it. So like, oh wow, you get inspired to like spend stuff on paint. Like
it's very fleeting though, I must say.
Yeah. Well, you could try again and again.
Do you have like hobbies that are ongoing?
Okay, no. So that's
who's got time for a hobby? Sorry, let me just say that. And who's rich enough to have a hobby?
I think there's like, I think what's exciting is you're learning there are accessible ways to have hobbies. So I sort of saw the TikTok trend of scrapbooking, and you know how everything's about like finding what you loved when you were a kid, and I tried coloring in, and I just kept finding I'm taking this too seriously. Like I'm really obsessing about like the colors working together and being in the line. So it was like both creative but like restrictive. And then junk journaling comes along, and it's all about the girlies like who are buying coffees and buying these things. Like, keep that and just stick it in a journal.
What's
and I'm like,
junk journaling?
Oh,
is it keeping every receipt you've ever had and like filling a book?
It's not doing a tax return. It's like keeping receipts, absolutely yes. But keeping like, okay, just so you go to the cafe and you know how they put that little bit of paper at the bottom of it's keeping that has like a nice pattern on it.
That can fuck off right now. I don't need that.
It's giving that you hate that. But
I'm a recovering hoarder. We're not going to like romanticize junk journaling.
Okay, well that's what we're doing. That's what the girlies are doing, and I've started doing it, and it doesn't have to be that.
Concetta, no,
I know, and it can be
you've
like
got a little paper coaster in a book somewhere that you're never going to remember about.
Cannot wait to turn like when this is done to show you junk journaling TikToks. I think they're going to like set you off and like make you really mad. But it's that, and it's also like a photo and stick it. You know how those cameras are coming back, and like you can.
Which cameras? The Polaroids?
Yeah, Polaroids, like those old kind of
like the film ones that you have to get developed.
You can get them printed. You know, you can stick those. You can stick stickers. Like I'm just buying stickers now, and it's
you
actually
are?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
I love it.
Oh well, I didn't mean to shit on it. You love it.
It's okay, but like that's a hobby that I realized I'm like I haven't done this in a while. Who has time? Yeah. But it's something that I like.
And where do you put these massive journals? Do you have like a storage shed?
Yeah, I'm hiring out.
Are these your memoirs that like your grandchildren would look back on?
I don't think so. I think
she had a flat white there once.
But what I see it as this is that it's like you know how everyone wants to create things for consumption? Well, actually, I just want to make something and put something in a book, and it doesn't have to mean anything, even though like sometimes if it looks pretty, I'll like share it to my Instagram. But essentially I like that I'm not over policing it. It's like a fun way to be creative, and it's
when
low
you're doing
stakes.
It, are you thinking someone's going to see this?
Whoa, you went so deep. You like hit me in the heart. I think no, but I think there's a door where I'm like, I'll want to like show Ben, or I'll like show someone, but I don't have to show anyone.
You're not doing it though with the lens of like, this needs to be presentable to a point that like someone's viewing it.
Absolutely. That's it.
That is freeing.
It is.
Because even when I'm like journaling, just like trying to get things out of my head, I'm like, one day this is going to be a masterpiece that like somebody reads. So I sort of had that filter of like, I know I'm writing like great stuff right now, and it's not as like unfiltered as I'd like it to be.
That's so interesting. I'm like,
Maybe I'm just too full of myself. I'm like,
no,
even my trash thoughts are like worthy of reading.
no, I think I know exactly what you mean, but I think it's this dichotomy of I'm like, God, I hope no one reads this fucking shit.
But if they do, there's still like this slight lens of like, oh, she didn't even try and that was great.
Totally, like a bit Carrie Bradshaw.
Yeah.
I'm writing. I'm writing, and these are thoughts that, like, could be read and enjoyed. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Well, I need a hobby then like that. But
I like that you're trying to. You baked. So if we can just say, like, I walked
Is
in
baking
here.
a hobby?
It's a full hobby, darling. Like, there's no gun at your head to bake.
you know I love it when you call me darling. I feel so healed.
That's why I do it. I just think like we need to like use these words more. They're just sitting there. No one's using them. Like, please.
Using what words? Like, where are you coming from?
Like, no one's saying darling and sweetie, and like I don't want it just to be like these women in rural towns. Like, just
I want to do that. I don't think I'm old enough to be calling people honey baby.
You can do whatever you want, so you can. I'm talking. I'll say Tom. I'm like, Tom, you big sweetie. Like, I think we should be
love that.
affectionate with our language. And
I
just think,
agree.
I want boys to do it. I want everyone to do it. It's non-gender. Just like use language. In a
At
way
what
that's, like,
age
sweet.
did you have this realization?
I think maybe it's been within the last 5 years or something.
And are you the oldest child?
Yeah.
Okay, there it is. Because you've always been the elder one. So no matter what age you are, you've still got these like little babies around you and you're allowed to say those things.
But I don't think
I'm the youngest. So it's been weird if I was to like turn to my brother and be like, okay, boo-boo.
No, but like, what I mean is like, what am I saying? Like, if you just
You're
see
free.
a girl in a store, you're talking to me, you're like, hey, queen, babe. Like, I love those words.
And you
I
feel
love,
like it's
hey,
sincere?
king. Absolutely. I say it fully sincere.
It is sincere for you. If I was to say, hi, lovely, I'd want to punch myself in the face. Like if shopkeepers come up to me and do that, sometimes I'm like, you hate me to my soul. Like, don't call me babe.
I guess you'll have to just read the tone as it happens. But you liked when I did it.
I love it because I love like who you are. Like I know it's
Thank you.
genuine.
Well, I just hope there's like genuine foot soldiers out there like using these words, and because it feels like to me like a word hug.
You
I
know
that
what?
sounds so cringe.
You're Italian. Of
Yeah.
course you're comfortable with this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, there it
I
is.
keep forgetting everything ties back to that.
It honestly does.
And I've never been. Sorry, I don't want to.
You've never been Italian?
No, sorry, I've never been to Italy.
Oh,
You've been, right?
yeah.
Take me.
Ciao Bella. How have you not been?
What was that like? Like in my head, I'm like
Oh,
every
what was
single
your
man like, fell
hometown?
over himself and like
You know
grabbed
what?
at your the like pant your
They
pant.
did.
Yeah,
They literally did.
they did.
And it's not because I'm like the most beautiful woman in the world. They're just so like they wear their heart on their sleeve
Well,
sort of
that's
thing.
what we're sort of talking about. A girl going around
my
being like,
God.
please call me darling, please call me sweetie. I love you, darling. La, la,
and
la.
like yes, and
Yeah.
we almost perceive it like our culture. We're like, whoa, rapey much. Whereas they're just like, I'm unapologetically confessing my love for you, and I've just met you on the street right now, and you're
Fully.
like, okay, I can get around that.
Totally.
I mean, it'd be weird though for me to walk to Harris Farm and that happened. I'd be like, no, I don't like me.
Absolutely.
But there, I just sort of got swept up in it.
Yeah, it's the Italy of it
And they're
all.
all old men too.
Yeah.
But it doesn't bother me.
Totally. That's so, I
I
wonder
can't believe
what
you've never been.
I
What
know.
what happened?
I think just,
surely
like-
where are your parents? Why didn't they take you like
Well-
every Christmas to see Nonna?
That's so interesting. I think in school the trips we went 2 big trips, and we were Disney families. We went to America, the States twice. We went to Disneyland first, then Disney World. And then I remember when
So sacrilegious
Totally.
to abandon your hometown for America.
I know that's sort of the climate I grew
Wow.
up in, where it was we watched American movie. Like that's,
Can you speak Italian?
I studied it through school, and I would have to speak it a bit. So I could speak it, and then I just stopped speaking it. You finish school,
Yeah,
and
true.
Your
I
grandparents
learned
speak that.
German, but I couldn't tell you.
I feel like you could say something.
Frau Cheney. That was my teacher.
Frau, that's teacher,
Frau.
right? Yeah.
She had a mental breakdown. She threw a chair at the class and then ran out and left us when we were 12. That's my experience of German. But back to you.
No, there's like, what the
She
hell?
was like unstable.
No.
I know.
Like, was that like we didn't see her
We
again after
didn't
that?
see her again.
That's like something.
I think she like came back and was like, all right, let's try this again. And we were all just like, no, Frau. 9.
I was thinking about I did Latin for 1 term at school. I think like obviously no one's taking Latin. I don't know what happened, but I always remember
like
what you
that.
say to say hello and goodbye to the teacher, and it was Vale Magistra. Magistra's teacher in Latin. Like, what
Oh,
would you
wow.
ever need that for? But
Aren't our English roots like stemmed from Latin? Magister is not at all teacher.
no. It
So,
sounds like magistrate.
who's wrong there?
Yeah,
One
don't
of you
ask
is
me.
lying.
But what? Oh, Italy. Haven't
Italy.
Been, I can't remember what we're going to say. Oh, why didn't I go with my family?
Yeah.
Then I remember we finished school and we were like planning to do the Italy trip, and then like my family split up. La la la. Hasn't happened. Now we're doing comedy, not much money. La la la. Then I do
Yep.
breakfast radio. Then I'm like, I don't have enough time off to go.
Okay.
La la la. So it just hasn't really lined up. And I
Do you think it's on the cards? Like, do you have family in Italy? Like, is there a
Yeah.
nonna?
There's no, the nonni are here, and there's only one nonno remaining. But I would have more distant family there that I could see.
Okay.
But I
Hey,
think it's
free
more on the
accommodation.
that would
Pretty
be cool. That
good.
actually, I think my family on my mum's side have a house in the in the Alps, so it's like giving cold, which is like my least favorite. But
Even
I
in
can't-
summer, it would be.
Oh yeah, but you know what my mum says? In summer, it's like because it's in the hills. It's like she's like you
my
would
God,
die
dream.
of what's that thing where you get it and you get allergic?
Hay fever?
That's it.
Oh.
Thank you.
What you are you very susceptible to hay fever?
I think so. I think
So you
any
pack a bulk Zyrtec and just
absolutely.
enjoy the hills.
and just have like look like you're high the whole time. You like you can't help.
Well, you get
it.
a little cute rosy cheeks going on, and
I hope so. Not
maybe
just, like,
the
a red
wine
face.
would knock you back. Wow, I'm manifesting that for you.
Oh,
I'd
thank
love you to go to
When
Italy.
did you go?
Quite a few times. Which trip do you want?
And, well, who are all the people you went with?
So my mum, I went on my mum's honeymoon when I was 13 to her husband at the time. So that was my
Wow.
first trip to Italy.
Wow,
Looking
what
back,
a dynamic.
Looking back, like why? Like
Yeah,
what
I
a
guess they tried to
buzzkill.
include you.
I guess
But
that
it was
was
like,
really
maybe not this
generous.
one.
No, and the apartments, like we went to Paris first, tiny. Like I slept on the couch and they had the one bed. Like there's no romance going on there.
Oh
and
my
like I
gosh.
was such an innocent little like scrawny kid, so it wouldn't have been like a fun time. It was a bit like babysitting.
Yeah. It wasn't giving like sex holiday.
Not at
proper-
all. And I'm like, hell yeah. I'm the wingman, like for his new bride, my mum. And then the next time I went was a Kentucky tour, which I hate. Like just like doing a Kentucky tour. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, I was basic. But I went with my absolute best friend and we were like 21 or something. And that was like really lovely because I could actually enjoy it. I guess like being
Yeah.
of age, you could like drink and have fun.
Totally.
And the Italian men, oh my God, like
Yeah.
it's you know, one of them we walked past and he said, "You're so beautiful, you can slap me." Like imagine that happening.
That's
here.
like not. That's like sounds like a
Like a
line
movie.
of dialogue. Yes,
I know. And I said, "What? You want me to slap?" And like
But
imagine him being
He's right though.
and he
I
was
would
with
say
his
that.
like boys and he was like so beautiful, just slap me. And I was like, and then I was like, well, I'm gonna need a little context. What have you done? So we started role playing and I was like, you bastard, and slapped him and walked
And
off.
he doesn't know he's speaking to like one of the actors of our generation. Like what? Like that's he doesn't even know. He's just trying to
Is
make
this gonna be on TikTok one day? Yeah. And then like, you know, you just you would love it. I can't even explain it.
Oh
like
my
the
God.
freedom of wearing your white linen dresses, having a wine on the windowsill, like taking film pics
Are
on
you
a
joking?
vineyard.
I honestly, I'm not afraid to say this. I haven't lived. Like I just haven't lived. I don't even know what
You've
it's like.
lived.
I've lived a bit.
You've met Zendaya.
So,
Yeah.
so true.
Actually, I have a list of celebrities and I want you to rank them. The ones that you've met.
Okay.
Okay, you ready for this? How
right.
about we do a blind ranking?
Okay.
So, have you done that
Can I
before?
just jump in quickly?
Yeah.
Can you try not to touch?
Oh,
this?
I'm so sorry. Which part?
just
Sorry.
yeah, like where it starts.
Yeah.
again.
Okay. My bad.
Actually,
Right,
you know
introduce
what?
that again, Tilly.
Okay. I've got a list of celebrities here that you've met and I want you to blind rank them. So you're not even going to know who's coming. You just have
Oh.
to list them one. I think there's only 9.
Wait.
Yeah, there's 9.
Okay, so
normally
you just want me to like hear one and then say a number?
So
out
between
of
1 and 9, 1 being the absolute best, 9 being the worst.
Cool.
It's going to be
Okay, fun.
All right. Okay. Starting off with Lord.
Whoa! Oh,
Can you
Lord.
believe you've hugged Lord?
I know it happened too easily. Like it was so. She was so warm. It was like immediate.
She
like speaking
seems
like a best
like
friend.
she speaks in poetry. Like
Yeah.
like she actually just converses.
My
like,
favorite thing was when she was like, "This album, like, oh, it's so personal." Like, I'm a bit. I was like, it was just like she was just being so normal and like she's a superstar. So I would put
It
her.
kind of sorry.
I
you
would just
go.
put her high because it was so random. Because it was outside of like a junket. Like she didn't have to talk to me. She
Oh.
had done an interview with the other presenters and just literally walked out. And I was standing there
What
in
a
like a stupid
sweetie.
McDonald's bucket hat. And it's not like she was told like to care. She doesn't know. And I was just, and she was like, "Hey," and I'm like, hey, and then
So
I'm
did
gonna
she
put her-
recognize you? Is that why she
No,
talked to you?
No, that's what I'm saying. No,
She literally didn't know who you were.
no, but I mean, she's in a radio station of young, like at Triple, so she must have known, like, I'm in Triple
Be
J
good, be
world,
alert.
you know?
Yeah.
So I think there's that context with it. But
That's crazy.
I would just say she was like what everyone hopes that the person they love would be. She was very
true.
giving, very generous, very
She
kind.
seems very
She would-
authentic.
She would do this pod, you know?
Anyone who posts like an X-ray, you know, of their colon to the whole wide world, they're authentic.
Totally. So I'm going to put her like really high, like I think 2.
Okay, that's nice because then you're saving. Like there might be one above. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. I don't know who you've got over there.
Amy Poehler. I'm sick
Yeah.
that you got to interview her.
Yeah. Maybe it's too soon, but like to me, that's one because like you would get of like loving comedy and being funny. Like,
Yeah.
there's musicians, but I'm like to
Oh,
get to meet.
she's like goals. Like
She-
that's
yeah.
someone who I would want to be, you know, mentored by.
Yes!
Like Lord feels like of a different world and
Exactly.
like cool to be friends. But like I'm like, Amy, you don't get it.
Exactly.
Like,
Paving the way, being
Yeah.
funny, being a funny woman, like
Everything
so
and more.
She's my number one. But again, it's in a junket and I literally had 5 minutes with her. But I remember
she seems very warm as well.
very
like, truly,
warm,
Yeah.
very like just, I'll never
Motherly.
forget. I just was so buzzing to be there. And then when we just had a great moment from a question I asked her. And I remember as I was walking off, she was like, that's the best question I had. And
What did you ask?
I asked, well, because it was for Inside Out, the movie all about, you know, like for kids.
Sobbed.
and
Absolutely
right?
sobbed during the
Just
second one.
showing you about your brain and
I think it's like the cleverest.
it's the cleverest
It
movie
is.
ever. Like
It
honestly,
is.
if you're listening to this and you haven't, like, please, like, just not
I
even
urge you.
We're urging you, like, cancel all your plans or make it part of the plans. Like, if you're
Truly.
watching Materialist, then go home and put on Inside Out. You know, just like
Yep.
fit it in. But anyways, it's like an amazing way of thinking about brain and emotion and whatever. And it's not just for kids; it's for everyone.
And
so,
it's really like talking to your inner child.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have a lot. I see you.
fully. So, I mean, it's
Yeah.
one of the biggest movies of all time. It's good. So that's what we're talking about. And I just told her how when I was a kid, I used to think when I pictured digestion, it was like a cauldron.
I saw this clip.
And so
and what you thought it was like eating it. Wait, what did you say?
So I just thought I just pictured like your when you would eat something, it would go down that tube. What's that called again?
Your
esophagus.
esophagus?
Yeah.
I was gonna say sternum.
I pictured the stomach just having this cauldron and just things
Yes.
going in the cauldron, and there's just a witch like always mixing it up, and that's
Where
like
did you get that from?
I don't being a kid, like we just think shit.
Yeah.
And then I would picture every time I was sick, I would just picture it like bubbling over. Like it was just
Oh,
this
that's a great
imagery,
visual representation. Yeah.
right? A very simplistic way of visualizing. And so I just
Kids
said,
love making potions. Maybe
exactly.
that's what it was. I
Yeah.
love potions.
I love
And she
potions
said-
too. And she was
said
just
that's
like,
amazing.
I was like, do you have anything like that? This whole movie like has imagery to things that you can't really see. And so I just remember we were just riffing about that, and so that was really fun. And so then she was just amazing to talk to. But again, it's like in a junket for 5 minutes, you got to come, sit, do it. Everyone around you is being like, hurry up, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So to get that warmth in
You
that really
very
short time,
rarely
I'll
get
be-
an authentic like moment in those times, and
Yeah.
it's actually very like scary because you have so much pressure to be like, this is my hero I'm meeting,
Mm-hmm.
and you know you always feel like a bit downhearted afterwards because you're like, oh, I had so much I wanted to like
Yeah.
convey to her. I had like 3 minutes, and yeah,
it's hard. It's
hard.
impossible almost.
Yeah.
Have you done junkets?
No, it's not really my thing to be an interviewer.
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
just
So fair.
I couldn't handle that side of things.
It's absolutely, and I love the knowing that about yourself. And again, it's just something that I fell into with this job.
make
Where you
me
just
feel
have to do
so
it.
good about myself.
No, but you should. But like, you know, it's not fair. And so I just do
But
it.
yeah,
But
on behalf of like Triple J, you've been put on this
that's right.
in this position.
But you would be like me if it was Amy. Paul, you would
Yeah.
jump at it. You would just try
Oh my
your best,
God.
and then you move on. Like it's a second in their life, but it's something you'll
do
have
you
forever.
write the questions as well and then they get like approved?
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah. So yes,
That takes a little, I mean, that's nice. I would like someone to be like, you should ask her this or go this route. And like,
Yeah.
then it's like not fully up on you if it
Absolutely.
like falls apart.
absolutely. So that she's my one. I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Number one.
Okay.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh, she was again like just so like lovely and like a girl, like a girly,
Yeah.
and like just loved her vibe. I remember she was really easy to talk to and just
Oh,
like super.
nice.
So I'd put her at like 3.
Oh God, you're a high rater.
Yeah,
You're
Oh
leaving
my God,
yourself
I just
no
realized that
room.
I'm leaving no room. Everyone else has to be shit. Okay.
Everyone else. What do you think? We've got 1, 2, and 3 all done. Okay, great.
Awesome.
Good luck, Paul Rudd.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Number 4.
Okay, yeah, I would put him 4.
Oh my gosh.
He was really warm as well. But he's like, it's like movie star. You're like, what is your
Absolute
life?
movie star.
And so hot. And
He has not aged. Did you ask him about Clueless at all?
say that again?
You know how he's in Clueless?
Yeah.
Did you discuss that?
No, again, like it's such a short time, and
Yeah.
and they want you to talk about
The
recent
movie they're
thing.
promoting, of course.
But
of course.
yeah, he's like an easy 4. Like he was very warm.
An easy 4. We love that.
I'm talking about this like it's easy, but I'm like this
Our
is like
boy
really
Paul.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Greta Gerwig, Barbie movie time.
Okay, so she's amazing, but she was like, because it was her and Margot.
Yep.
And
Well, you're leaning into my next one, Margot Robbie. So maybe
I would like it was. I don't know how to explain it. It's split the energy and the speaking.
you're not getting such an intimate like one-on-one.
But she was again very very sweet, very giving, a bit inquisitive, but it's like a different. They were a bit more. I don't know how to explain it. Like a bit reserved.
Yeah, I think that's fair, especially
That's
like
so fair.
she's she's like promoting a movie she's really worked hard and needs to give like a
Yeah.
serious like aspect to. That's
Totally.
true. That's true.
It was like the biggest movie of the year. Like I don't explain it. They just had like real grace and poise and
Every interview I've watched with Margot, she's so poised. You're right, that's the word. Because
Yes.
I'm like, how does she do it?
how does she do it?
Honestly.
It's not even like rough around there's no rough. It's just
Do you reckon she's been very well media trained? Could that be the answer?
potentially. There was a period in the Barbie when that was all going on and there was the talk where I was fully obsessive about Margot Robbie and every one of her looks, and I would be
same.
screenshotting and sending
Andrew, her stylist. I was like started following him.
And I was like, following the nails people and being
Yes,
like, hang on,
yes.
she had nails at this event.
No, I
was
know.
and I was obsessed about like, what is her life? What is
Yeah.
her schedule? Especially on this tour. I would give anything to like be a fly on the wall, like a literal flight,
I know.
and just
Yeah,
have
what's
watched that
her-
entire tour. Because can you even imagine?
Same.
I think it's really intriguing to be that level of fame and media and thing. And I would.
Every decision is made for you in a
Right?
sense. You've got like your whole day mapped out, what you wear, how you walk, like who you're interacting with. What does she exercise? Does she like what's she doing in her?
I think about like how you say you have something on in the background the whole time. Has she got things in the background the whole time? Is it silence? What's going on?
What's her Seinfeld?
What's her Seinfeld?
I would love to know.
Yeah, me too.
But so is she? What's she? Where's Margot on the list?
Then, okay, what spots have we got? So we've got 1 to
We've
4
got
done.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At this point, if you put anyone at a 9 who didn't just like wasn't last on the list,
Oh no.
you'd be like,
okay.
ooh.
Well, I guess I'll just put I might put Greta at 5 and then Margot at 6.
Okay.
maybe. Yeah.
And why is that?
Because it's maybe I just thought like I got maybe a bit more from Greta.
That's fair.
maybe. But I don't know, it's like hard to
It's
remember.
really hard.
Yeah.
They're all lovely. Billie Eilish.
Oh boy. Okay. So Billy's looking like bad because she's down.
Wait, she was like absolutely flirty with you.
Are you serious? No. Are you serious?
Yeah.
And I'm not just like saying this is
No,
vague.
there were like eyes going on.
Because-
Didn't you watch that back and get the same feel? Or even in the moment, or
I
did you
felt-
black out?
I like felt I'd never felt this with any other where I felt really like shy in a way that I'd never felt like I'd felt. She had this much like powerful energy
Yes.
that I felt like
She had those ocean eyes.
she had those fucking ocean eyes that I'm like sinking into, that I feel like it like I was off my game, if that
Oh,
makes sense, in a
yeah,
way that
sure.
I hadn't felt before. But was I feeling like I was getting it back? Like, no, I thought I was just giving it and being off. So I was all in my head. But if you're telling me that, I'm like, holy
No,
shit.
like watching the things, I'm like, okay, damn.
Oh my
But
God.
but
Okay.
now she's got like a boyfriend, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't even keep up.
She gives so much like sexual tension and I don't know what it is. She's like
Yeah.
just
Fully. I love
oozing
you
with
saying
it.
that. That is absolutely real.
Did anyone else say it? Like I can't be the only one who noticed.
No one's ever said she was flirting with me. No.
Oh.
I
I'm just a really bad read on people. You watched it was silence. It was awkward
everyone was
as
like,
hell.
she hated her.
Yeah.
Well, I brought up the fact that she talked about her because her brother Phineas had like done a version, and so I just his
Oh,
lack of emotion was
cute.
really like not horny. Well, it was a horny song. I don't actually think he's attractive.
Not my
But
type.
right?
But
Not my
I
type.
like his like vibe.
But like the vibe of the cover, and so I sort of alluded to being like, oh, it was like a really sexy cover because it was sort of sexy.
Do you
And then
remember the song?
moment was, yeah, because it's like Austin Powers.
Okay, yeah.
It's
If
like
it's an Austin Powers, it's a sexy song.
It's fully
like
a
he's
sexy
a flirty, yeah. And then what did she
and
say?
I just was like, oh, it was so hot. And then like Luca, my co-host, was like, oh, way to like talk about her brother being
like that.
hot. But it became this like funny moment where she was laughing and teasing me, and maybe that was the flirtiness of it all. Ooh.
Teasing you.
But I hadn't realized the faux pas I had made.
But also like if any brother and sister couple are fucking, then it's them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They were homeschooled, guys.
Oh my God,
Need
yeah,
I say more?
How do you work that closely with your? It's very unique, I would say.
I mean, props to them.
It's like them. It's like Angus and Julia Stone. Like who else have we
So
got
true.
that are doing music like brother and sister, real
What's
close vibes?
key to like absolutely being best friends with yours. Do you have siblings?
I have one sister.
And are you close?
It's sort of like on and off. Like I
Yeah.
reckon like we've got family trauma vibes. So there's like history and inherent stuff but we are close, but also this job has meant that I have way less time in my life, and so I don't see her heaps. But like she's my ride or die best friend. Like
Oh,
yes.
that's sweet.
But it's not like it's like the easy all the time relationship, which
Loving.
is what I love about sisters of like and all just siblings.
You feel like you can be brutally honest and you'll still have a best friend.
Absolutely. You can hurt each other and
God, that
you can
must
be
be
upset
nice.
and whatever. But then like at the end of the day, you're like, yeah, but you're my sister and like you're
Sisters fight.
What about you? No, what siblings do you have?
Oh, I have a brother and a sister. But
Where would you be?
I'm actually, I don't know if we even talk about this. I'm half brother and half sister. So we all have a different dad.
Okay, cool.
And like we've never like said that, like, go see your half brother. Like we're just brother and sister.
Yeah, of course.
But
yeah.
there is a huge age gap. Like
That's what I was gonna say. You in the middle? Where are you?
baby.
Baby.
And my dad's only child. So they were sort of like moved up and out by the time I was growing up. So it's like I've been an only child in a sense. And we're all like, they're so much older than me and we're all very different people. Like I feel like we all are our dads and like we have no like common maybe mum's genes weren't that strong or something. So yeah, we're just not really I mean that's nice. You're like best friends. It sounds
No, but
like.
that's what I didn't want you to take from that. No, like what I wanted to say is like I love you speaking like that because I think we all go, oh, should we be like the Kardashians? We're like our sisters,
Right?
our,
How
our
the
siblings
hell
are
do
our
they
best
do
friends.
that?
We do everything. It's like no, like family is so nuanced, so complicated. How you grew up, if your heart, how you lived, like all affects it, and that is actually normal. And what I'm saying is, it's not like my sister's my best friend and we're shopping every day. It's like a
Do
really
you believe that like because you're family, you should be in each other's lives?
really great point. I think yes, but I really believe that if there is someone in your family that is incredibly harmful, that overrides that. Of being like, no, you have a choice. Just because your family doesn't always
I
mean
think
that.
too.
Does that make sense?
But also, like, I'm surprised, like, going back to Italian, I feel like family first and it's very emphasized. Or is that not really how you were raised?
No, like now we're getting really deep territory, but no, absolutely that's how I was raised. And because I had a really violent dad vibes, it's a very complicated thing of like, there's keeping loyalty, keeping secret, not like, you know what I mean? Like because of family. And so now that I don't really speak to my dad, like, you know, it's like breaking the mold of what we think that family should be. And that being Italian, like that was a big part of
your
it.
mum would have been quite progressive then to like get rid of the patriarch. Isn't that like very Italian?
Absolutely. It was a big break in the system. It was a lot of shame. You know, I don't think my dad told many people actually what had happened to the wider family, you know, but I reckon, yes, that's the thing with Wogs, but I think that's like with a lot of families of like shame and keeping up appearances. And that's just like, you know, what.
God, how do the Kardashians do it?
It
always comes back to them for me. I'm like, we look to Chris. You know, I heard she was a terrible mother quite recently. Like I saw this thing of being like, she wasn't there for the kids. She just wanted to make money. And Chloe was driving the kids to school at 14 years of age. And she actually was like, Chris was like verbally abusing Kim and being like, you're a terrible person. Anyway,
Again, I'm like, it can't
they
be-
seem so close knit though.
Yeah, but again, it's that same thing of their whole show and life is showing that sisters fight. They're literally like Kim bashed Courtney into a wall,
Right.
but you're like, your sisters were like, it's complicated. And whether the mum is good, bad, there's no black
It
or
is
white.
complicated.
It's all of it, and it's all going to vary.
It's if you enjoy hanging out with these people.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it comes down to. If you like them as people,
Yeah,
Like it-
absolutely.
and then it's just a little bonus that you're related.
Fully. I think what I remember my therapist said this of siblings, you know, depending on how you were raised, it's like it's someone who you get to share the experience of growing up with, of like someone else who, like, you know, where you're in the same classroom and so you can talk about the teacher and be like, what the hell is going on with the
Remember
teacher?
this? Yeah.
You know what's like, and you may have different experiences with the teacher, but you're all, that's what siblings are.
shared
You got a shared
trauma
context,
or
a
like-
shared trauma.
Or
yes.
positives, yeah.
And that doesn't, and so that's like, for that, it can be good, but like anything, like,
But it's wild how siblings can have like a completely different memory of
Yes.
of the same childhood, but like they all had a different version.
absolutely.
So that's like,
I feel like it's like the human experience is crazy. Do
how
you know what
much
I mean?
older or younger is your sister?
She's 4 years younger.
Oh, wait, and so it's just the two of you.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
I know.
Two
And
girls.
what was your gap? Your age gap?
My brother's 12 years older. My sister's 9 years older.
Wow.
But they were just so like advanced. Like they were just out of the house, living on their
totally.
own. Yeah.
So when you hang out, like, what do you do? Like, is there an activity? Is it dinner? Is it a call?
it's a bit of, well, they all live in separate cities.
Okay.
So it's like very rare that we're all
Yeah,
together.
Totally.
And they do have little kids now. So I'm like, Auntie Tilly.
Wow.
Maybe that's how we.
Are you an amazing
connect.
auntie?
I mean, I used to be on a kids' TV show.
Oh,
so
of
yeah.
course you- that's how I felt walking into your
Oh my God, keep
hospitality,
going.
your vibe. It was like, oh, I'm at Disneyland.
Can we timestamp this? Because I want to remember this.
That's so nice. But fully, that really makes sense of you as a person.
You know, I've only ever wanted to like grow up so I can host. Like I used to want to make money so I could like buy presents for my friends. Like that's just my idea of absolute like gift giving love.
That's so well. I think that's really interesting because I feel a lot of pressure. I don't feel like hosting comes naturally to me. I like to be the hosted and show a lot of gratitude.
We make a great team.
But do I want money to like buy people things? Yes.
Do you like buying gifts?
I'm
or
buying-
making it, or like
I'm-
what's your?
and especially at my job, I think, and I'm not being like, oh my God, I'm Oprah buying things for people all the time, but I do like tend to like, I'm buying like little treats for people. I'm always
Yeah.
and my boyfriend's like, you can't just keep buying things for people
That's
all
what
the time.
Tom
You-
says.
It's a boyfriend.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I'm-
Because and we were just talking about this. He's like, why do you feel the need to make a cake? Because, you know, it's like fear that you won't be loved or something. And it's like, well, maybe, but also I really enjoy.
Don't read into it. That
It's
might
not
It
be-
wasn't criticism. It was a thought exercise.
It
we
was
were
a thought
doing.
exercise.
Okay,
but there has been like just thoughts in the past of like, you don't have to bake every time for people. Like you'll still be beloved.
So loved. Yes.
But I enjoy it. Like it's not like I bake out of
Yeah.
fear that
Yeah.
that's the only thing I bring to the table.
No,
it's like
true.
I really enjoy. I don't know. It's like my time and love have gone into a physical thing, and then you eat it, and it's yummy, and we all are
Yeah.
richer from it.
I think that's why
and
a
a
lot
little
of,
fatter.
I think that's why a lot of people be baking for that true reason. But I was going to say, you know, when you talked about that lady in the shop being like, hey, like, and help do the paints, in my head, I'm like, well, I need to buy her something. I'm like, how do
No,
I? Because to me, I'm
totally.
like, this is
She's
a
giving me
tangible,
so much.
This is a tangible way of showing my gratitude because there is a theme in my life of being like, it's not enough, which, you know, we need to deal with. And Tom sort of clocked that, I reckon, of like, let's just have a
Yes.
thought exercise and think about it. Not saying
Well,
that's
Tilly
for you.
will be an extra on set. And then she'll write a handwritten note for first AD, second AD, third AD, director,
Just giving
all
my-
the
I
don't want you to
actors,
stop
Giving
that.
my
That's so
all
beautiful.
and never like.
Oh my God.
and like getting wax and wax stamping them all. And
Once I worked for this producer, and it was during COVID actually, and it was like the most depressing time of like lockdown. Like we were doing long distance. It was the coldest, like most isolating time. And I'd go to this like old warehouse shed every day and like sit with the producer, and I'd have to be doing like admin stuff. It wasn't even on set. Like it wasn't the fun part that I enjoyed. It was just like his right hand man.
Yeah.
Like somehow because I was really not qualified for it. And he was the grumpiest person you've ever met. Like even Tom, like I'm not like biased, like even you've
Tom can
yeah, I was like, he's giving you nothing.
Like,
Stop
absolutely-
buying this man gifts.
So this is the thing though, I double down and I'm like, I'm gonna
convert you.
I'm gonna charm the hell out of you.
Yeah.
And so every day
And Chili's like $20,000 in debt at this point.
And we wonder why.
yeah, all the fucking gifts I've been giving.
All the wax you're buying to like seal all the
Truly, I ordered like a handmade wax pouring set. You know when you
Yes.
like old timey stamp the letter shut.
Okay, so you were
this
like, I'm gonna get him.
I was like, I'm gonna get him. I found out his favorite sports team. I noted that he had like old boots on that had like he'd loved to death. So I started like Googling replacement boots and like resold them.
This is crazy.
This guy was like a rich man as well. Like
he did and he
didn't even have kids or a wife or anything. Like all his money was just for him. Like he was swimming in wealth. Wow. And I'm there like on pittance an hour. Like, okay, for the wrap party, and so during COVID, every shop was shut. Everything was down. I worked like double overtime to like make this work. I felt like Anne Hathaway in The Devil Wears Prada. I was like, if you don't have that script on the train, don't bother coming back.
Yeah.
So for some reason, like, yeah, I was like, all right then. I customized his sports team into a cap, got it embroidered with his name on it. I drove across town 40 minutes in peak hour Sydney traffic to find the one embroiderer that was open. I don't know why I cared so much. I called like 16 different embroiderers. They're like, we are shut. We're shut for COVID. This one person did it. I had to like pay them extra though because they would only do it in bulk. They were only used to doing like 1,000 orders at a time and I just needed one cap done. Bought him a scarf and then like wrote him a hand note and I just got a text saying thanks.
Oh, I'm gonna vomit.
Thanks, full stop. And like
But it was such a long process. It was all ready to gift to him after you'd been fired
I
or
feel like I've
left.
just been punched in the
yeah, like
You weren't even working there once the gift
it was
was
like
ready.
I started this process the day I got the job. And so by the time our contract was up, I'd been working and I think I won him over because no one else got a thanks or a smile. He was the grumpiest, oldest, like bitter. Everyone hated him. And I said, I don't know. I kind of see where he's coming from. And I'd like follow him around to go get lunch every day. I don't know why. It's like psychotic. Like I needed his approval.
Have you like talked about that in therapy?
No, never mentioned that guy. I got enough people. He's bottom of my list.
Wow, there's like so much to sort of say off the back of that. Like, I don't think I could ever go to that level. I respect that sort of hustle.
Does a part of you find that pathetic? Be honest.
Pathetic.
Because I
don't
find
think
it a bit
pathetic
pathetic.
is the right word.
Just recounting it, I was like, God, desperate much?
No, that's not what I feel. My feeling is like, I would love you to sit down and talk about that in therapy and go, what, like, just that. Just
weird.
in a way, and I mean
It's
that
so
not in a pity way. I mean
strange
it in an inquisitive way about yourself because that's how I treat
therapy.
therapy.
Asking why.
Of like, and working that out with someone of just understanding. Because what I was going to say, and then Tom sort of said it, was I was like, because sometimes that thing when you're a real giver is how are you with noticing? Because there's people you can give and they give nothing back, and at some point you need to like have boundaries.
I just keep thinking it, like if you keep cracking, there'll be a diamond.
But do you feel depleted by doing that, or actually energized by
financially depleted?
Yeah, I'm actually going to take out the finance of that because of course you were, but I mean emotionally.
It means a lot to me when I get like a slither of thank you.
Yeah,
and I don't know why I was like overly loved.
Yeah, but it's not that simple. I think people go, that's so weird. Like I had a dog. I shouldn't feel this way. I had parents. Like it's like no. It doesn't work like that, darling. Like it can be
really,
so many things.
Darling, again, I'm yours.
Yeah. I hope I get a wax sealed like note at the end.
My God. Well,
no,
now you will.
No, I'm kidding.
No, it's weird because like my dad was like so there for me, and like it would sound like I didn't have an approving father, and I was like craving this in this boss. Like that would be the easy, but it's like no, not at all. Like if anything, he was too there.
No, again, I think like that all can be true. You can have a loving dad, and then also because you're living it. I needed this from this person. It could mean so many. It could mean different things. Is it like
desperate? I guess.
Was that? But maybe that's your way of being like, I really care about my job, and this.
Well,
I'm putting this in this outlet.
I think you were also awful at your job.
I make up for my incompetency at my job with giving
Gratitude?
myself to the person. I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't offer skills on a computer, but I can like charm you and buy you a personalized gift.
Wow. And it sounded like you enjoyed the process of like, because to me, I'm like, God, this should someone with skills.
It's a
someone
hunt.
calling. And
Yeah,
doing,
I'm
like,
actually
that's
really
not
good at that.
ineptitude. That's like, that's work. What you did was actual work.
Wait,
like,
you're so right.
I'm like,
if only I applied that to the Excel sheet, they were like waiting on. They were like, we needed that 3 days ago. The accountants are waiting. I'm like, yeah, but I got an embroiderer on the phone who can do it in the height of COVID.
and also,
So what's that? I need to like get that as a job, like a productionist. Well, that's what I was.
Something.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you have all those skills in you, and it just shows like when the time is right for whatever reason. And you've just said it there as being a host. Like that's where your energy and stuff
I
comes
should be a
out of.
party planner.
Fully, or just host things, bitch. Like it's your life. Like have fun with it. Like have people over. You have this, and you've hosted the shit out of me. and
You're
I'm-
coming to the next one.
I love it.
We had a dinner party last night.
And I slept in until midday. I was that wrecked from it. We didn't drink. I was just like hungover from friendship.
Of course, because you poured everything into what you do in Ocean. I cannot tell you. Like,
In general, so seen. Why has every podcast been with someone and it just comes back to like helping me in my life? I feel like it always comes away from the guest and I'm like, can you help me with this part?
I love it.
Oh, good.
I don't know. I just think like people like you, that's what I mean when I'm saying I love people who use words like that and make people feel loved. I love people who put in effort for other people and you have this like joy for life and you have this like flair with whether it's painting piggy or you've made a beautiful cake or you're fucking wearing a beautiful pink top or you've got colorful like I'm like this is awesome, like this makes life like beautiful and people feel seen.
Stop it, I'm gonna cry.
You're like passing out from throwing a dinner, but that's awesome. Like there's fucking that guy who's like fucking that grumpiest guy in the world.
Miserable old sod,
loser.
I know.
He's like, what's that guy who's like from Christmas and it's that story?
The
and he does-
Grinch?
no, Scrooge.
Scrooge McDuck.
There's Scrooges out there living their life. And I go, okay, they do that. And they're not adding maybe
God,
necessarily.
talk about zest for life. It's you. Hello.
I try. But
Oh my
people bring
God.
it out of me. I can be Scrooge.
Okay, well,
sometimes
you're
myself.
absolutely on the next party. Like it's
Oh my God, I
done
would
and
love to.
dusted.
I had to learn that like when you go somewhere like you need to bring something. I can be really bad at that. Like once I like went to Aaliyah, you would know, who's friends with Will, Aaliyah Lavorant, I know she's a comedian. I like realized I hadn't brought anything. I like bought M&Ms.
Oh, physically to something.
Yeah.
Oh, not
need
at
to,
all.
like,
I
can
thought
you
you
teach
meant
me what is a great guest? I'm serious. Like a
no.
dinner
I
party.
love if you just turn up with nothing.
No, don't say. Okay, honey,
No,
you must be in the minority because like people scream about people like
I
that.
think that's like rude of me to. I'm inviting you over. It's rude to expect you to bring it when I've invited you.
Okay, but Tom, like,
Tilly likes hosting so much that if you bring something, you're stealing some of her
she's
shine.
like, wait, you didn't think I'd have that because I have that? Like, what are you saying?
Yeah, like what are you saying about me? I've got bread.
What, you don't like my bread? She brought bread?
You got a problem with my fucking bread now?
That's so-
You're coming
Like,
to my home.
We'll have 8 people over and everyone's sober. Like we don't drink.
I don't
like,
drink.
We don't
Oh my
have
God,
any of that.
I
You don't drink either.
Yeah,
But a lot of people say bring wine. That's like
Oh
the
yeah,
thing.
bring wine. But
So
like,
true.
if you want to drink the wine, then bring it because I won't have that. But I guess that's the only thing.
Wow, interesting. Okay.
That is
so you're like
interesting.
just show empty-handed, okay? Anything else? Like be real. Like
Well, Will give complaints about everything we cook.
Oh, you know
so
what?
don't complain about the food.
okay, I feel like if you're Will, you can like best friends you can, but like a new guest coming and complaining. Okay, what do you
I'd actually love the honesty. Like I'd rather you be honest with me than we have this like fake friendship.
But you can't trust his taste buds are fucked.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
He's like got every diagnosis.
That's so okay.
He requested a vodka penne pasta. So I made it for him.
Okay.
And I love it too. So it's not just him, but like that's one of the very few meals he will eat because like I've tried to cook him spaghetti before and he goes, don't bother. My mum makes the best spaghetti, so I won't eat yours. So that's what we're dealing with.
Wow, he sounds Italian. Like that's really
Yeah,
funny. When you're like,
true.
no one makes it like my nonna. That's so funny for Will, like the widest guy to be like, you're not going to beat my mom's pasta. But everyone maybe has that with their like family cooking.
He's got like anxiety around food and stuff. I
No.
think he's just not good with new things. And
wait.
so he requested vodka penne pasta. I had to sub it out vodka. We didn't have vodka, so I used lemon juice because I looked it up and
Okay.
apparently it's just the acidity you need and that's fine.
Oh no, what did this do?
And then also, you know, the only other ingredients in a vodka penne pasta are onion and garlic, which he doesn't eat, and cream and tomato paste. So that we're working with a very minimal like ingredient list. We don't have a whole lot of room to be like, could you not use that or that or that? So it's just like going to be cream on pasta at this stage. So anyway, we used half the onion, half the garlic, and I subbed out lemon for the vodka. He takes one bite, and this was his face. We all sit down. Yummy, thank you, yummy. I don't like it. It was like the most screwed up, ridiculous, like tantrum child you've ever seen. And I said, "What, William?"
He always spits as well. He's a big spitter.
He spat it out on a napkin.
He's
like
like a
thank God he
character.
didn't use the tablecloth like last time. Yeah, and he's wiping his tongue.
That's so funny. Sorry, Will can't help but be so funny.
And this
We went to an Indian restaurant and he accidentally got a little bit of yogurt on his papadam, so he wiped his whole tongue
On the cloth white tablecloth.
on the tablecloth.
what is that like?
And I said, "We are out to dinner. You can at least do this until we get home."
So funny.
But this is the problem. I love and hate that behavior. So
Yeah.
therefore it'll never change.
Yeah.
Because
okay, babe.
yeah.
Do you know what this is giving? This is giving like you chasing down that guy trying to get his approval. You will forever have Will over and try to
right.
cook him the perfect meal that makes him not wipe his tongue with a tea
You're
towel.
right.
And you will have fun in that because guess what you're doing? Cooking, which you love. And like
This is
giving-
the embroidered
But he loves
in
your
COVID
cakes.
version. And
He
he
loves
loves
your
my
cakes.
And then he'll give me like the most overwhelming love bombing compliments you've ever heard. And I'm like,
Yes!
all right, well, take me on yours.
Okay, so there's so many things we're jumping around, but like, is his love language words of affirmation?
It's everything.
It's
and
all of
mine's
them.
everything.
And-
So we're a perfect match.
So true. I want to tell you, what do you think about this in terms of dinner party? So I went over to Sam Taunton's house with Ben, my boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So just another comedian. And he was like, yeah, come over, let's have dinner. It was so nice. We were so excited to like hang out with him. We get there, he's making minestrone.
Yummy.
One thing you need to know about me is I do not like soup. I don't want it ever unless I'm literally like dying and sick and I'm
I get that.
supposed to.
I get that.
And so he said he's making minestrone and I was kind of like, I'm
Is
actually
that
all
pasta
good.
in soup? Is that what that is?
I think minestrone is like.
I just loved the way you said it, so I was on board.
Oh, thank you.
Minestrone.
Minestrone, I'm pretty sure it's famous for like having, it's like a thick soup of like veggies and stuff. I don't know if it
sounds
has
like you need a
pasta in
cold
it.
to eat that.
Well, great point, Tilly, because none of us had a cold. He was just making the soup. I went over and I was like, oh, I'm not going to eat that. And I ate what I brought, which was some pastizzi or something like that.
What's that? Pasta?
Pastizzi are like, what's that word? It's like pastry. It's like pastry that has filling inside. So either like
it's a
feta
dessert.
cheese.
Oh, no.
It can be savory or sweet. It can literally be savory or sweet. I'll
okay.
show you. They're like in a diamond sort of shape. But anyways,
Okay,
we
great.
brought something to be nice as like a dinner party. And then I was like, no, I'm actually not going to have minestrone. And I ate what I ate. And the whole joke of it was that like, he was like, that is so rude. Like, I can't believe you didn't eat my soup. And I was like, I don't like soup. I don't want to fake it to you. Like, I don't want to waste your soup. Like, I was being like, sorry, like,
Yes.
I'm not trying to be rude. I just really don't
As
want
a
it.
host, my first response is eat my damn soup.
Exactly. I know.
But then if I look deeper, I really appreciate your honesty. That shows like a lot of trust and you know, like that's a friend.
And I really wasn't
not-
trying to be offensive, but I think it now hearing you, of course it makes sense that like you should just eat the soup. But also I was saying this, I was like, honey, you were just making soup. You're making a huge pot of soup for yourself. Like we're going to have
Right.
one bowl each,
Right.
but this soup's kind of for you. Like it's
Right.
not really for us. Like
You also didn't request minestrone like Will requested it.
exactly. I'm also a little bit like,
Oh, there
isn't
is
it-
the difference.
Yeah. I'm like, isn't it a little bit with a dinner party? Like, don't you like check in with the guests with like what you're
Well,
making?
this is a
what
thing
that?
I've started doing is telling them what I'm going to make. I used to just keep it a surprise, and now I'll like put in the group chat like
Because we
vodka
do
penne pasta.
we do a veggie option for Ed. We do
Yeah.
a autism option for Will.
Exactly. We do Jackson brings his own food because he's on the 75 hard challenge. Like there's a lot of, you know,
That's so
leniences and, you know, special requests.
What I want to say is if Will like eats it and he doesn't want it, what's his like go-to, like is he getting chips? Like what's he eating immediately if he,
He would
can't
have
eat the dinner?
filled
What
up
would he have had?
on enough chips beforehand that he's never like
Is it
actually
chicken chips and
starving.
chili?
He's not coming ravenous
He's
ever.
never coming ravenous. He's
pre-eaten.
always coming like snacks in tow.
That's fully boy-coded. That's Ben like has dinner and there's pre-dinner and there's post-dinner and they're just
Yeah.
like eating all the time and it's
But you
so
know, I
annoying.
feel like his mum because I'm like, look at what you're eating. You're not getting a healthy meal, and now you're not going to be hungry for your dinner because you've just eaten MSG. I just can't keep doing this. And I've subbed out the onion for you, and now you're filled up on chips.
Tilly, what's the meal you want to eat before like it's not
Before
it's not
my
as
death?
yeah, I was gonna be like not that dramatic. I guess I could have just said what's your favorite food, but like what?
God, this
I
is
just-
hard. It'd honestly be a dessert.
I was gonna say you sweet or savory. Of course you're sweet.
All the time sweet.
well, what form?
Imagine if dessert was good for you.
You don't
Okay.
even know.
No,
like,
you don't even.
I would be like,
Oh.
okay,
Okay, I'd be the like most healthy person alive.
I'm trying to think of like the reference. I'm like, if dessert was a fruit, what would I be like? Fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger? Who's like, I'd be like that guy who's like,
who's the guy who's going to live to like 300?
who's the guy?
Kevin
Health Maxing.
Kevin Kyle.
He's like crazy, and he like had his
Bevan.
son's blood or something pumped into him. Yeah. I'd be that
Yes.
for sure. I'd be living for
Brian
Johnson.
Brian Johnson.
Yes,
The most
Brian Johnson.
basic
He
name
looks
of all
like
time.
a vampire.
Fully.
Brian Johnson is the most unmemorable name. Like
So funny. Like
two white names that mean nothing.
It sounds fake, but that's so funny.
It
I
would be
can't imagine. I
A
pray.
semi-raw brownie with raw cookie dough in the middle, and then a small, like freshly made marshmallow burnt on top. That's what it would be.
And I didn't think I could love you more. That's kind of scary that you say that, because I don't think that's a common answer. People are scared of the cookie dough rawness and of the gooiness.
The rawer the better.
Exactly.
I've never gotten salmonella. Like, come on, we live in Australia.
People look at you and they like when you like. I hate people who are like raw. I'm like,
Raw. I'm like, yeah, bitch, bodybuilders drink like 6 eggs a day that are raw. And like, what?
And you're gonna judge me?
Yeah.
And people go, you like your things rich. Like people, everyone wants to love a sorbet. Like it's like, honestly,
like a lemon sorbet that gives nothing?
Exactly.
Like the wateriest, thinnest thing you could think of?
Exactly. And I'm
How
like,
is that satiating in
thank
any
you.
way?
Thank you. I just like can't
When do
believe
you crave like a bitter water?
people do. People are out here craving the most.
You know what I could go for right now? Ice. Oh. Okay, we went to the nicest Japanese restaurant once for his birthday, and at the time I was like gluten-free or something, so part of the banquet course was like, I don't know, you got dessert in the banquet thing.
Yeah.
And then dessert came, and so what did you get? Like the most
It was like ice cream based.
I don't even know how like that's gluten, but anyway, it looked like a real dessert. They'd like put thought into it. The substitution, shaved ice. I'm not kidding. Shaved ice with literal like lemon like cordial drops on top to like it's like a snow cone. I thought a fucking snow cone.
One of those disrespectful things. That's like a
I
slap
think
in
that's
the
like the
face.
cheapest option. And I'm like, sorry, is there going to be money off the banquet because you've given me like tap water frozen and then shaved?
It's like they went into like the fridge in the
They're
kitchen.
like, oh God, we got a gluten free. We've never had one of them at a Japanese place.
And they get a knife and they scrape the ice off like some bucket of
yes.
thing that's in a freezer. And
Yeah,
they
that
go,
had
here
the
you go,
fish in
here
it.
you go, you difficult queen. Like, fuck you. Have this. Yay. That's so
Yeah, and it was topped with
insane.
like edible flowers to like charm me, but I'm like, I see right through it.
That's horrible. That makes me so mad. That's so funny. Like, I honestly think everything rides or dies on dessert. And the other night I went to...
Sorry, wait,
Go.
what's your last meal?
Oh, okay. So I don't want to like seem like I'm pandering to you, but I
Cookie dough brownie was mine.
like to me, I'm like I don't need the small part, but I would love what you had. But for me, it's like honestly, you really are talking about like something that's like to my core. I just love dessert. It's so it's like picking your favorite kid, as they
best
say,
friends.
fully. But I actually think in its most simplest form, like to me, the little black dress of dessert is like a warm choc chip cookie and a tall glass of cold milk, even though it fucking it would go right through
Yummy.
me.
Wait a second.
That to me, I'm like, oh,
we
that
have
in
a milk
movie?
drinker. We have a milk drinker
but I'm
here.
not-
I'm a cookie and milk drinker.
But like for a cookie, I'll fuck myself up. But I'm not having milk day to day. I'm having almond milk. I've like gone anti-dairy.
Wait, like a
but
literal glass of cow.
yeah. To me, like that
milk.
enhances the cookie. You know, like that.
I'll have a
is-
bite of cookie. I'm like, well, now I need milk. And then I have milk. I'm like, well, now I need cookie. And then
What's
now
wrong
I
with
need
you
milk.
guys?
And I do it and I have 6 cookies and 4 glasses
Exactly,
of
and
milk.
I'm sick. And guess what? That's the infinity symbol. It could just keep going. And that's where I say to you, I can't tell you how many days I've dreamed that 1, dessert was healthy, 2, you could eat forever and never ever feel sick, even though people go, well,
I know.
you think that would be good, but it would be like, fuck that. I don't
know,
care about
I
the
know.
message of like, no, I just want to be able to eat my favorite thing forever. I would never get sick. I
Me
never get
too.
la la la.
Do you go through intense phases of having like a favorite thing and
Absolutely.
then you got a new favorite thing?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I remember, I'll never forget this memory. And it's so funny that it is food based. But I'm lying on a couch, I'm exhausted, and I'm
Can't help it, you're
scrolling.
Italian.
And
I'm sorry, they're the rules.
and I was just scrolling, and there's this lady, I think she's called the Pasta Queen, this like gorgeous
Oh.
Italian woman. And she's speaking about, she's like a cooking channel, and she was making carbonara. And we're talking carbonara. People think of it as like a creamy sauce. No, famously in Italy, carbonara is known for it's an egg based.
It is an egg base.
Exactly.
And I can only eat it when it's egg based because it doesn't make me feel sick afterwards.
Yes, that's why it's an incredible pasta to be enjoyed. And
When did it turn into like a whole pot of cream?
when it came to Australia or some shit, when pubs started making it, who
butchered
knows?
it again.
They've butchered it again. Now the pasta queen's making this, and she's talking guanciale, which is like a different. It's not bacon. It's like a better part of the meat. It's fucking
like
crunchier.
a pancetta.
It's like better.
Pancetta's pancetta.
You're going on the right direction.
Right.
Pancetta to guanciale, and I'm watching this, and I go, and I haven't cooked in the last 2.5 years doing breakfast. I literally eat muscle chef meals every day of my life because I do not have time or energy.
She's a working girl.
I'm a working girl. And so then I went, hang on a minute. I opened the Uber Eats app. Couldn't name more brands here if I tried, and I'm not supposed to. But anyways, I open the Uber Eats app and I go Harris Farm Markets and I spend over $100 buying I got guanciale, the best pasta. I buy everything. I get off the couch. I make this carbonara, and also it must have looked accessible enough that, and also yummy enough that I'm like, fuck this, I'm trying this. And then I made that every day. I made it for Ben. And I
Until
want to
you were
keep
sick of
practicing
it. Yes.
Until I was
you
sick of it.
perfect it until you cannot eat anymore.
Because
Absolutely.
you get better by doing it more. I'm like, well, I'm not going to remember to do this every month. So I'm going to do it 7 days in a week, and then you have to stop. You know?
A chicken and vegetable salad like down to a T, to like the fact that like I've cooked it every day for like maybe 18 months. I've stopped it now because I reached my peak.
Yep.
But to the point that like it's like you become a master at like 10,000 hours. Like I knew to like preheat the oven while peeling the tomato, the potato. And then if I washed up the board at this stage, it would be ready for the second half. And then you'd be like, you'd swoop in, not like a wasted second.
That's what I mean. It's like the bear season
And now
4.
I'm like, I'm done with that. Like I need a new meal.
Yeah, of course. Like you reach a peak, but I like that you can have that journey of doing it so much that you're exhausted, and then you could just leave it.
So what's your current food fixation?
Great question. What
Is
is
it savory or a breakfast?
maybe I'm not in a moment of obsession right now.
You're just in your
you know what I'm having?
Here we go.
Just schnitzel. I love schnitzel.
Yum.
I want a schnitzel every day, almost all the time.
For lunch and
dinner, lunch.
You cook it yourself
I make
or
it
you
myself
buy
at
it?
home. I buy them and then I make them. But then I'm like going to a pub. What am I having? The schnitzel. It's hard. My eye can't really catch on anything else other than a schnitzel. Like they're just so yum. But then sometimes you'll reach a peak if you're having like 5 schnitzels. What about yours?
It's my breakfast granola is my latest obsession. Like I will not go a day without having it. And I've got that down pat too. See, I have the peanut butter standing upside down so the oils go to the, you know how you have to like mix the natural peanut butter?
Natural one. Yep.
And so it's upside down in the pantry and I take it out, and if I flip it, by the time it comes to the end of the cycle, it's perfectly mixed and ready for me.
Incredible.
While I'm like cutting my papaya, I like have to pick out all the dried fruit. It's a whole process.
With your red light mask on.
With my red light mask on.
Oh my God, should I get one?
So
is it really
habit
worth
stacking.
It? Yeah,
I think it is.
Yeah, I think I got to get one. Also, Tom, do you have an obsession of food right now?
Ooh.
Not really.
Okay.
He doesn't get very obsessed.
Yep.
His job is mitigating my obsessions.
Yeah, that's
My job is to feed Tilly protein.
so true.
And I
Someone's
do the
got
cooking
to.
around here.
I figured out I only eat fat and sugar. Like somehow
it's so yum.
I've gone my whole life like avoiding every source of protein. I might maybe eat 3 grams a day.
How are we getting it? What are we feeding at home?
Just chicken every now
So
and then.
you know what?
Yeah, like a dog. Like
It's like shredded chicken from the hand.
Also, we've got 3 minutes left
Oh, cool.
of storage.
Oh, cool. Okay. Bring us
Wow.
home,
Well, we
darling.
were just getting into my protein. I will say this, I sub out my regular yogurt for now a protein yogurt.
Okay, good girl.
So now I have protein in my granola.
I'm really proud of you. Protein is sort of everything at the moment to everyone.
Apparently,
It's in
or you
everything.
get a saggy bum and non-shiny hair if you don't eat protein. So that's been my
Do you have more chicken?
my
Can I have some
motivation.
chicken before I leave?
We got more cake. There's eggs in the cake. All right, well, okay, I guess we stop there.
I guess we have to stop there.
or we're gonna run out of
You'll have to come back and come to a dinner party.
Oh, I
and
honestly
then
would
we
love
can talk
to.
about all that.
I would love
Great,
to.
great. I would
this
love
was
that
so
too.
much fun to talk to you.
We didn't finish the celeb list. There's Zendaya and Michelle Visage, but I guess we're just going to put them at...
They're 9 and 10
Yeah.
because I left no
Yeah.
other room. But they were both beautiful icons for sure. Actually,
Great.
Zendaya was like, just because I just didn't, she was so polished and
Once again, like
too polished, and like there was 3 of them. Literally, it's challenges. Okay,
True.
3
Whoa.
similar. So like you're even split more. Like it wasn't a vibe in the same way. But she's
Yeah.
incredible. Actually, wait, I forgot I hosted the junket, but that was really scary.
No, you didn't. I saw you on stage and
Oh
you
my
looked
God.
incredible in that
I
black
was-
dress. You were so beautiful and like so well spoken.
Thank you so much. Even though everything was crumbling around me, that like they never booked
They
me
were
a band because
so
all
late. Like
they were-
everything was just...
the audio was effed up and it became my fault. I was like, no, they didn't do. Anyways, I'm wasting
Oh,
time.
no, No,
but
no,
she
not at all. That
nice,
was-
but like I just
yeah.
didn't
Fuck
get to
you,
her.
Universal.
Yeah, that's our closing statement. All right.
Thank you so
Thanks for
much.
coming. I loved you having me.
I'm supposed to do that.
Okay, well, bye.
I said bye like a co-host, even though I'm just a guest.
And yeah,
Wow, that
are you
was
so
so fun.
call in and